with blinding speed.
I'm surprised the Mankey and Yuan got kind of picked up.
Yeah, that's understandable.
We
Some
were
crazy
that
stuff going
like
on over there.
The Yang can get locked in. We know Hoon plays a little bit
made a
of
home
Gan
safe,
and Mo
right?
as well too. Maybe they can lock in something like the Gan and Mo and the Liang, and that's that follows that kind of streamlined.
Hopefully
game
things
plan
get
we're
better.
talking about here. Whereas now BTK's composition is
What is this?
bit all over the place. I think individually all the
Xiao
heroes are
Xiao?
okay, but they don't have that much synergy together.
Am I tripping?
We see the Fa
Did they really pick Xiao Xiao?
and then the Xiao being locked in for Hoon in the mid lane.
Yeah, the synergy might not be there. I'm just trying to read it out. I feel like we went with comfort, something that we like to play.
Absolutely.
But does it meld well together as the team? We went for comfort, and maybe, I mean, I've seen this before too, and this is something that I didn't bring up before, but BTK is kind of, they have the ability to get so good on certain heroes that it's something that can be unexpected. But at this level right now, I guess we're about to find out if it's something that they can
looking at these drafts,
force into a
it's a better draft here.
Absolutely here.
I don't know, that Xiao Xiao picks are reminding me of the show you pick in LM Club.
The craziest against BTK.
Bro,
has a
I don't know about this.
As well as
unstoppable.
Yep,
and maybe
can
that's
feel
something
it,
that
bro.
they're kind of looking for, especially because
Feel
they
it
have
in
that
my
security
pinky
on
toes
the side
that
of
this
ALO
is not
Gaming
gonna
in
be
the form
good.
of Anua, who's just gonna scales crazily with the amount of damage that they're gonna be able to output.
Might be able to turn it around.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching out for the Futsu and Nua combinations here. Futsu being able to lock someone in makes
Are they going to be able to push their lanes and focus their turrets?
Gets trapped up is in a world of hurt. I do think though the composition from side BTK, they do have characters like the Xiao Xiao that can itemize into the Splendor, right? They have the HOON, which is able to go untangible there and dodge that out. But anyone else like Fried Chicken or Zane, if they get caught out by that combo, could be in a world of trouble here. And here's a look at that pay early game we're mentioning here. He starts up in the clash lane, does a bit of a cheese here, and look at that, instantly shoves down the lane, gets that priority over for the side.
Yeah, he got poked down pretty good up there. The Mayan.
Yeah, so now they're going to be able to go ahead and kind
the
of
Nua took some flight there.
Shark takes a heap of damage here. Another thing too is having Robo Alma on this multi, you're going to have a decent
the T should be fine versus Fuzi. Yeah, hopefully. I think Fight will be alright.
The combos coming there. That's going to force Shark back to base.
Yeah, this Xiao Xiao, literally out of all the mages, in this game.
Really frustrating to play against
like,
that
really, bro?
Landing those cannon blasts, stunning you.
Well, they can always prove us wrong. We'll see.
Your side here.
Yeah, and that was the thing I was gonna say is that, like the amount of range that they have on the side of ALO Gaming's really going to be something to contend with, especially here in the early game. It's just so annoying. The amount of stun is how far back he can be, landing those cannon blasts on you, stunning you. You're taking damage, and then by that time you're not able to kind of get into these fights that you want. 3 people lined up at a mid around HOON and pushing his wave.
Absolutely, we see
Fuzi Goldlane. I just realized that. I was like, wait a minute, they have a Mayan though.
Fried Chicken
or Mayan, I don't know how to say it. Mayan.
They're comboing together. We see the synergy
between
Goldlane and his jungler here.
I feel like that's so disrespectful.
And they're able to clear the map relatively quickly. I will say though, BTK is not falling very behind, even though they are against the pay. So maybe teams are figuring out how to deal with the pay early game.
Yeah, I do want to say a lot of CC kind of landing there. My big turn is going to be how we handle some of these first objectives when we get there. Still got about a minute and a half before the Tyrants and the Overlord kind of spawn. Ooh, as I say that, Shark actually might have been caught a little bit.
Oh yeah, the Marco Clash. I have seen that a lot.
Engage onto him. Cannon blast
most of the time.
HOON and Mobazane right there for
like,
the support.
The ones I had were bad though.
Coming out from the
but there was like those last few that knew how to play Marco Clash that actually did so well.
Ready to use that ultimate himself and go ahead and zone them away from there. So Flash being blown by Fuzi there without much
bro, not the Yao class. Comment.
That kind of
gonna make Nightshade mad.
For BTK, so they know they have something that is down. Can they turn this to their advantage? And speaking of which, Sharka actually pokes himself into a bush, gets caught by Roba Alma in there too. Lomax too as well on the side there for the support, and a little bit of a push here from best player in HOON in mid.
Yeah, while we... Oh, here we go. Another ultimate coming out here. And Zane is in trouble as he's trapped between two boxes. But that just shows you why Long is so consistent.
Oh my gosh, he almost died to the new wall snipe.
And he actually ends up surviving.
Wow.
Ooh, we do have the meteor shower come out there from HOON. Best player dives back into the deep lines, but they spell out those flashes to get away. And no worse for wear is a low game.
Man.
Really?
The chubby Mankey.
Even early game here, I have to say, both teams are 0-0 and the gold is neck and neck. This first Tyrant fight is gonna probably set the pace of the game here. Alo trying to take it down here, but best player is right there. This might come down to a slight fight. Dream Roam comes out onto Pei, lands, and Pei is forced to run away here. Tyrant is at half HP as the fight continues.
Oh, Halo Gaming is actually forced to back up a bit there. They take a loss there, and that's going to open it up for BTK to catch this first objective. Very careful in the early game, but BTK narrowly edging their way forward with a good kill there to line up.
I don't know, I feel like...
Yeah, that was a great play.
I feel like
identifying that while the Pei is strong in the early game here, he can't quite win it.
They're doing a little better.
Fight versus the monkey there.
Hey, look, they were able to take a turn, guys.
I'm so proud. And that allows BTK the positioning to go ahead and set up for that Tyrant, and Butsu gets taken out along with it as well.
Yeah, not just with the Tyrant though. They use that
top side, like 2 BTK members on my in.
Here at the bottom, the momentum starting
she almost got caught out.
BTK's favor here.
We're starting to see now that this game's a little bit more traditional, right? Everyone's kind of stuck in their lanes.
But you know, this is best player one's like comfort pick, the Mankey, because he is like tanky enough to just dive in and start and engage and be able to, you know, get some kills. So that's like better suited for his play style.
So they just need to kind of keep it up, keep that momentum with them. We were talking before when it comes to a lot of new teams, they're able to get some of the kills, but they're not able to answer back by getting some of those
and fight on his best hero. I feel like they're a little bit more in their comfort zone now.
Keeping up that front line to kind of offset some of those cannon
but
as well.
They lost topside turret. You know, fights 1v2 right now. Look at that, he's going in.
A lot of that gold is on to HOON here on the XIAO. He's up 1,000 gold.
He's able to clear the wave.
As well as Zane. So the carries on the side of BTK are properly farmed up here, and they are gonna be, you know, carrying the side of BTK, and they have a lot of responsibility on their hands.
Were they good in ML? They placed 3rd in Worlds at one point, so they were good. But you know, the thing is, ML's a lot easier compared to HOK, so they're definitely like struggling now. Look at that Fuzi! He knows they're ignoring this tower, so he's just gonna take that.
Great job hacking away at this bottom tower. Doesn't look like Fly Chicken's gonna be able to save it here. Oh, we do have that Dream Room coming in there. It's gonna pop up you. Is it gonna be enough? We do have the Meteor Storm, but it is not gonna be enough. You gets taken down in the backside. 3-1.
No, bro, the counter engage is here. 3 members onto best player 1. They're going after Fly Chicken now, slowing him down, and he's gonna get taken out by Mosey.
And the rest of the team finishes him off.
I think they were defending the mid lane turret there, but and already 4 members here now with the red buff. I don't think they should fight or contest that at all, but HOON getting cut out, having to pop that U1 ultimate there.
And HOON is doing a lot of damage on that.
Getting knocked around by the new blocks.
Yeah, he's doing great as far as the gold keep up there, being able to get some of those kills. He's got a decent amount of damage and becoming a real threat when it comes to this team right right now, sitting at 4-2 in favor of BTK.
Now, if we look at the map, bro, their top and bottom are gone. But they were able to take top, mid, and bottom away from the enemies here. Forget their name already.
He's DPSing down the Futsu every chance he gets.
High-low gaming.
He is so far flawless as he's 1-0-3 and perfect kill participation.
Yeah, we're moving into the 8-minute mark. 4-2 in favor of BTK. Only about a little under a 2K gold lead.
Yeah, they
it's
really
not
need to push
out of the woods for BTK yet. There's still a lot of room for HOON Gaming to turn this around. Best player doing his best, keeping his
somebody vision the bush. Vision the bush, bro.
A lot of the damage. Tank
Look,
a lot of
look at
those
this
cannon blasts as well.
Okay, I was gonna say, if he didn't check that bush, Mayin would have gotten XIAO right there.
And the side of HOON Gaming scales deceptively well.
Fighting over Tyrant, nice.
Here, so it's not gonna be wow. Best player, was that a critical steal?
Got the good smite there.
Yeah, right in his face. He said, oh, I'm sorry, did you want this? I'm going to go ahead and snatch that away from you. So, another objective there.
Look at Fuzi's placement.
BTK starting to get in the heads of their opponents. But you can see here, moving through the very smoothly. Shark on the
they're
side.
They're able to just take turrets so fast because BTK is just neglecting them. They're so centered around team fighting and not pushing.
Absolutely, we haven't seen much of Fried Chicken so far this game yet, but he's scaling up now. That Fati is a
look at the way ILO is on the map right now. How split up they are. Only Fried.
Similarly, Futsu is also as strong late game, so I would like to see one of those clashes come out here.
Are kind of looking at their lanes.
But if we get a chance,
knows that he can't really just go out by himself.
You see HOON pick up the Void Staff. He's just so accelerated into his build here, HOON. He needs to be able to get into these fights and land those combos, and no one on the side of HOON Gaming can really survive them.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I'm kind of looking for as we move into the later game. We're talking about Fuzi, we're talking about Fatih,
they're probably just going to push that top side turret now. That's going to be another turret gone if White can't defend it.
But we haven't really seen too much.
There's my Yini too, camping in the bottom.
In command on the battlefield, be able to kind of be that menace anywhere.
Might be able to come from behind, actually. Look at that. He's moving from behind.
Where she's able to kind of start spamming
there she goes, able to get two. But best player one responding. He's gonna get away 1 HP. Fuzi not gonna be able to get out in time. Fuzi taken out by best player one. This opens up the room now for BTK to get the Tyrant.
BTK is on fire this game. So
my bad, guys, if I'm like kind of casting over the casters. It's just like how my brain works sometimes. I kind of like to say what they're doing out in the open. Yo, HOON. I mean, Shark, bro. Yo, they got the pick on Pei. That was nice. That was nice. I mean, they almost lost Shark to that, but at least they got the pick. They did not get the tower though. Miwa TP is not gonna be able to catch Shark though. Bro, they could have taken mid. He could have taken mid.
They just need to be able to keep this momentum in their favor.
Wow. All right.
Absolutely up 5,000 gold and 6 kills, and if it keeps going this way, they are projected.
They did scrim a lot, but we don't know like how those scrims went. We don't know if they were like wins or losses. So.
Best players just so tanky on that monkey. They're eating all of those cannon blasts. And
yeah, they are afraid to split up. Look at the Fuzi already going for the high ground turret in the bot side, but Fried Chicken having the map installed, able to go and clear that line. Fuzi might have his side set though by either taking the left side or the mid again, because look at the position of BTK now in the top side. There's 4 members there pushing that tier 2 turret, but Pei and Fuzi, they're trying to push that mid lane, but not gonna get it.
Mayeen in a bit of a tricky situation here, trying to look for a catch here as the side of BTK do not really know where they're at. They're taking the Overlord.
Bro, and this is splitting Flood from the team
They might go for
to just have to stay back and defend.
as they go ahead and smite away. Best player is just so good at smiting this game, stealing everything away from the side of HALO Gaming and securing these objectives.
Bro, they really need to clear the lanes.
Yeah, even and that's kind of the really
who's
debilitating
top?
part of
Nobody's
this is
top.
They have the lead, and every little
Somebody
single
go,
thing
bro.
that HALO Gaming tries to do, whether
Nah, the
it's
minion's just
something
gonna
like
sneeze
trying
on
to
that
get the
turret.
tyrant, trying to
It's
keep
gone
their own
already.
buff. Best players right there,
Even with the
snatches away
dragon,
from them
that top
and
side,
just puts them
second
further
tier
and
is
further
probably gonna be
behind.
gone.
Absolutely. It seems like while BTK was getting constantly
Oh,
more
they
and more
sent
exponentially
they
ahead,
sent
their
the
pace
tyrant.
has kinda slowed
I mean,
down,
they
right?
sent
They're
the
keeping it
Overlord
at
to
this
top side, so they
5K
didn't
gold
lose
lead
it.
here. This is kind of the breaking part of the game. These next fights
Might
are
be
very,
able to
very
force the
crucial
mid
because
here.
If you lose a team fight here, it could be game. Both sides are playing
There we
really
go.
safe. You can tell BTK
Good
definitely really
job.
slowed down
Focusing
their pressure. They don't
turrets.
wanna make
That's
mistakes.
what
They
I
don't
want to
wanna
see,
throw
bro.
from this winning position they
Focus
have
the
themselves in.
turrets.
Yeah, but my only question is, especially when it comes to base defense, especially when it comes to trying to
They're
charge
getting
down that mid or
too
side lane,
greedy
to get those
now.
final few high
They don't
ground
have
towers.
vision on
That's when
Mayeen
you
or
kind of become some
Fuzi,
of
by the
most
way.
dangerous. You also have a Mopsy on the side there, that
Forcing
kept
this
you
turret,
with
though.
that,
Here comes a
with that
Mayeen.
cannon blast, with that box there.
Hits
Here
up
right now,
Shark.
it doesn't look like
Not
that
gonna
BTK
commit
is
fully
taking
though,
any
but they
prisoners.
did
find
force
themselves high right
Zane
now. Now
to use
strategically
his
moving on
ultimate.
to the next one, looking to see if they can
Oh, big set. Coming from Mayeen though, Fuzi able to take out HOON there. More engagement. Double kill going over to Fuzi. Taken out by Chicken. That is two members getting stunned by Mosey there. They are getting hit. Sandwiched. Fuzi goes down. Best player won. Also securing a kill, but at the cost of losing Zane.
His own kill as well. It is just best player and Shark left on the board. And is that enough?
Bro, this whole fight.
A bit of a sloppy fight here for BTK, but
Man,
honestly,
they
not
lost
that bad.
3
They get
members
high
for
ground. They have
that.
minion wave pushing straight into the crystal of HALO Gaming. They need someone to go ahead and respond to that.
They need to
And all
take
while that's happening, best player
the
ends up
bottom
taking
and
a
mid
0
high
goal
ground,
on the way
but
out.
I don't think
I
they're
would
gonna be
say
able
things
to
ended
do
up
that
pretty
without
well for BTK
the
here,
dragons.
even though they lost
Look
that,
at the
trade
position
there
of
to lead for
Mayeen,
2.
bro. Look
Good
at
job on HALO Gaming to
Mayeen.
try and capitalize and push
Wow,
out the base there, though, but it's
bro.
just so tough since they're so
Nah,
behind.
watch.
I mean,
Someone's gonna
but
die
that's what you wanted
right
to do.
here.
You needed to wait for a good opportunity. They flash into the back line of BTK, find themselves a great opportunity. And unfortunately, it does look like they're going to
Look
have
at that.
another tyrant on the side of
Wow.
BTK. Like I said, they were able to kind of get that advantage, but just not enough to put them ahead. BTK does you talked about it before. They've slowed down a little bit.
BTK
They need to
got
be
the
very
tyrant,
careful here
right?
in these next few
I was
fights.
busy like
Yeah,
looking
it's a
at the
bit of a tricky
Mayeen, bro.
situation. BTK is ahead, and they've slowed down. They want to
Thought she was
play it
gonna
safe
go in and
you know,
set them
don't
all.
want to throw this, but at the same time, we're 5 minutes away from Tempest, right? Once Tempest comes up, your gold lead doesn't really matter. Everyone's full build. It's just a full-on fight. So this
Able
is
to
gonna
take
be
the bottom
one of the
side
last
high
pushes.
ground
If
and the
HALO
mid,
Gaming is
maybe?
able to
No,
hold
there's
this
no
off
there's no
here,
minion
they might
unless
go
somebody
all
can
the way
take
to
it,
Tempest.
but oh, you want ultimate? Zane ultimate? He goes in. Double kill going over to XIAO.
And that is a man down 2.
A lot of poke going on to Nuwa there, but
just that one single mid
that high ground there in the mid lane. They're
That
gonna be
should
able to
it
take
for
that
the
down
side of
too,
HALO Gaming. It's gonna be
leaving
really tough to hold this 5v3 here,
HALO
especially
Gaming
the
with
likes of
no
the Monkey,
turrets left.
Monkey
Mankey going in with a set, killing spree, able to take out Nuwa. They are just gonna end it there. Game going over to BTK 1-1. Best of 3 series.
And that hero pool might be a little bit more
Yeah,
shallow,
Nuwa's
right?
damage
So as we're going
is
into the
insane.
first game 3 of the day, we see 10 heroes removed on each side, so they're gonna have to dig a little bit deeper than everyone else when it comes to their hero pools here. But HALO Gaming,
Losing
they're
with a
probably
strong
little
comp
bit
and
shell-shocked
winning
here.
with a
Game 1, they
XIAO.
completely dominated. You know, they didn't even get like any resistance, it felt, from BTK. But then BTK just flips the script on them. They are probably a little bit stunned right now, thinking, whoa. We could lose this, guys. All right, these are the new kids on the block. You know, we came into this thinking we're gonna win, but now BTK is showing that they are competitors. They do deserve to be here and making it the first 1-1 of the day.
To kind of be so good on certain heroes that you wouldn't expect, that certain heroes that aren't really
BV1 dealing
meta,
84.7k damage.
This pick is countered by that, but they just have that skill level on that hero. On
They
that
only
hero
have one
that
Chinese.
Really can be a surprise, and I feel like that's
Yeah,
what we
each
saw
Chinese member on your team is a 10% buff, guys. So BTK is only buffed 10% with the one Chinese.
I'm very happy with how that draft and how that playstyle. Mostly, I want to, not even just the draft. I feel like the playstyle out there much more comfortable. I was a little worried in the beginning, seeing how that first draft went for them, but it's night and day, and it's very evident what they're comfortable with, what they might not be, and we're gonna see if they can, like we said,
don't be sorry, man. I understand.
do that with more picks here in this third game. We take a look here, man. It was all
I hope things get better for you.
all the way.
Absolutely, BTK is blue this time here, but as you
Shark
see,
did
that
more
graph
damage
is
than
all
Zayn.
BTK's favor there. And as you mentioned,
That is
it seems like
crazy.
game one.
Long-standing complaint sometimes for me when it comes to teams that come into the
Oh, he got MVP.
Ooh, and as we take a look, speaking of which, MVP here, best player on the Menki, 4-1 and a 9, 31% damage, taking 32% damage.